Now, more than a third of Scots have changed their holiday plans because of the threat of terrorism. Figures out today also suggest that 13% avoid travelling at all, while a quarter believe there's a lack of advice on where is safe to go to. Let's talk to travel expert Paul Nelson. Hello.
Hello.
Now, I know that people are going to Lisbon, aren't they, because they're cancelling trips to Paris and other similar happenings. Where are people avoiding?
Well, predominantly people are avoiding those countries that have had terrorism unfortunate incidents in the past. So somewhere like, say, Egypt and Sharm el-Sheikh, or Tunisia, Turkey, which has really suffered, unfortunately. And then move into those more, as you say, safer destinations. So Greece, Spain, Italy, Portugal, those countries where we've been going for quite a long time and we feel safe and secure.
So, Paul, what advice would you give to people who are anxious about going on holiday, maybe here in the UK, to cities that are on high alert?
Well, I would say go and visit the Foreign and Commonwealth Office website, have a look at the advice there, see what they have to say before you make a decision. That's a place to go, regardless of if you're going to somewhere that's had a terrorism incident prior. It will tell you all sorts of things, where it's safe to go within a city, if there's any locals that are kind of picking or pickpocketing tourists, etc., that type of stuff. So it's the place to go, really, before you book your holiday.
I'm wondering too, the terrorism is this potential threat, whereas 200 people die on the roads in Scotland every year, 2,000 more in the UK every year. Do you think the thought of terrorism should even enter your mind?
Well, I think, unfortunately, it does, doesn't it? I mean, there was a story I was told the other day, and it said, of course, you've got more chance of being caught up in a road accident on your way to the airport than you actually have of anything happening from your terrorism perspective actually while you're in resort. But, of course, it's a perception, isn't it? And it's how people feel. And as there's been so many unfortunate incidents over the last few weeks, it just stays front of mind.
What about going abroad? Are people say there's not enough advice. That's the survey saying there isn't advice, but there's lots of advice out there, isn't there?
Not really, to be honest. I think the Foreign and Commonwealth Office website is the place to go. That's the tour operators are getting a lot better at linking towards that. But certainly the threat of terrorism to a degree isn't having an impact on the number of people that are looking to go away. We'll probably have record numbers of visits outside of the UK this year. World Travel Market, where I work, which is effectively where all the travel deals are done. So it's where all the packages are put together for us to go on holiday. We saw nearly £3 billion worth of business conducted. And that business, as I say, is effectively the packages that we're going on. So people are still travelling. It's just where they are going to travel to.
All right, Paul. Thank you, Paul Nelson. Let me just give you some of the numbers. 36% of Scottish
Thanks very much, Paul.
Cheers.
travel plans because of the threat of terrorism. 25% of Scottish travellers believe they don't receive enough travel advice on where is safe to go to.